Gatha on opening the Sutra. The Dharma incomparably profound and infinitely subtle is rarely encountered even in millions of ages. Now we see it, hear it, receive and maintain it. May we completely realize the Tata God does true me.
Hello. Here we are. Do you ever have any of those times when you feel like so wildly unprepared, even though you've been preparing for like days for something? It's the most extraordinary feeling. Okay. But there's something really kind of interesting about it, like what exactly is going to happen? Because I kind of have no idea what is going to happen here. Isn't the Dokusan line all about that in some ways? I mean, you kind of have the frame of like, my name is, my practice is, and what your koan is, or your whatever your particular practice is, but you kind of really don't know what is going to happen in there, right? And that's on both sides, right? The student and the teacher, right? So, yeah. But something about like being in front of a group of people and having that same thing, like, what is going to happen here? Although maybe that's kind of cool because it's really alive, right? Okay. So, we finished chapter 7 of the Vimalakirti Sutra. And, this is sort of the Indian mind, the mind of the Indian Mahayanist. It's quite fantastical, and, Vimalakirti's got a Buddha field in the palm of his hand, and 9 million trillion Buddhas are in the field, and they all come to his house, and they manage to all fit in the house. And there's chairs, and there's food, which is really ambrosia and fragrance, and it's really a fantastical world. Really, almost all of that sutra is like just like blowing your mind, right? Just when you think you've got some purchase on what Vimalakirti is saying, the opposite is being said, right? And it's like, you're completely like floating in midair, the whole sutra. But there's the other side, right? And Zen is much more associated with the other way of doing spiritual practice, doing awakening practice, which is very, we're on the earth, right? Very concrete. And James, who we studied with for a long time, it was very important to our shaping our school, is like Mr. Earth God Man. I mean, this guy is so Nirmanakaya, right? Earth, boom, 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 boom. So I thought we would try a little earth practice and earth teachings and see how we can just be nourished by both, and particularly to have the capacity to move through all the different ways of expressing the Dharma. This sort of fantastical Indian way, and this very kind of concrete, earthy way in China and Japan. So to do this, we are going to work with a case, and we're also going to work with layman pong. So we'll start with the case, and we'll find our way to pong. Okay, this is case 52. Chow Chow lets asses and donkeys cross. Now I have to tell you, I was working on this koan. This is sort of like a sneak peek. Maybe I'm sort of giving the punchline away right now, but I can't help myself. So I was sitting here working on this koan, right? And people were in Kinhin, and I was like, oh my God, there are the horses and the asses clomping along. It was quite enjoyable, actually. Anyway, so here's the case. A monk asked Joshu, having heard for a long time about the stone bridge of Joshu, it's really strange that when I come here, I see only a simple log bridge. Joshu said, you see simply the log bridge. You don't see the stone bridge. And the monk said, what is the stone bridge? And Joshu said, it lets donkeys and asses cross. Okay, so we'll say that one more time just so you can hear it again. A monk asked Joshu, having heard for a long time about the stone bridge of Joshu, when I come here, I see only a simple log bridge. And immediately you can feel the earth element of where we are, right? Joshu says, you see simply the log bridge, but you don't see the stone bridge. And the monk, being a good student, says, what is the stone bridge? What is the stone bridge? What am I missing? It lets donkeys cross, it lets horses cross. And you know, you can, right? And so much of sesshin is actually noticing what's crossing the bridge. And the bridge is pervading everywhere. What's crossing the bridge of your mind? Interesting. What's crossing the bridge of your senses? Roshi has been talking and working a lot with the sense gates and purifying the sense gates, really getting Mu to wash through all of the sense gates. And there's so many opportunities to appreciate, right? And to actually receive the teaching of crossing the bridge. This bridge of essential nature, of true nature, that is allowing us to function, right? To function, holding us as we're going from point A to point B. And a stone bridge doesn't really care what the weather is, doesn't really care who's crossing. The stone bridge is just, right? There's a koan that we work with in the miscellaneous koans. It goes something like, while I walk across the stone bridge, the bridge flows, the water does not. Right? Yeah, it's like another way of getting tossed into the air, into this groundless place, which we desperately need. We really, really need this. We've got to like pry that samsaric ego loose. It is so sticky and so determined, way more sturdy and hard and durable than a stone bridge, right? It takes something even greater than Zeus's lightning bolt to really begin to dismantle it. It's interesting, I was reading Jiu Kennet. I'm feeling her a lot this session because we're in her memorial period. And she was really, really clear that the sitting practice that we're doing, the zazen, the sesshin that we're doing, regardless of where we are in our training, is a total expression of our Buddhahood. So we just do it because we're expressing the truth of our life. Just sitting there. And I'm looking at the leaves sort of just gently swaying in the bridge, on the bridge, right? Woo! But you know, it takes that, right? It takes that sort of complete unmooring, right? In order to let the love in sometimes, most of the time, actually. So, now that I've said everything about the koan, I have to go back to my notes. I need to give you some facts. Stone cold hard facts. Are you ready? Okay. So first of all, Joshu. When did he live? Right, this is important because he's one of our ancestors, so it's sort of like going back, like in the family tree and seeing, oh, way back then, in 778 to 897, there was our great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, right? And just to actually like put them in real life, you know, like real human being, just like us, sitting in the zendo. So he was born during the Tang Dynasty. And remember, the most important and famous thing about the Tang Dynasty is those horses, right? Everybody know what the Tang Dynasty horses are? Yes, yes, yeah. So, and apparently they were pretty important to Joshu too, because they made it all the way into the koan, right? The horses went across the bridge. And of course, too, what is Joshu famous for? That vexatious of all koans. Does a dog have Buddha nature? And that very teeny tiny little bone called mu that we get shoved in our mouth and we can't spit it out. And we have to swallow it whole. And of course, in swallowing it whole, we are so nourished with that ambrosia from one of the Buddha fields in Vimalakirti's house. Right? Okay. He lived to be 120, which back then is a long time. Right? It said that he had his kensho at 18, so he was pretty young, right? And he studied with Nansen for 40 years. Studied with Nansen for 40 years. So that's a long time, right? Feel that connection, feel that love, feel that dedication on both of their ends, and also feel they didn't screw it up enough. Seriously, because it's a very delicate thing, right? This student-teacher relationship. They did not have so much misalignment that they couldn't be together anymore, right? This is pretty astonishing, actually. And yeah. I wanted to say something about that too. It's really, it's such a delicate relationship, even though it seems so strong, and it is so strong. But from the student side, if we don't understand from a Dharma point of view, from a Lam Rim point of view, what the student-teacher relationship is. And it's in Zen, in Buddhism, it's very unique. It's like not like anything else in the world, right? It's both like a total sanctuary and like totally dangerous at the same time, right? And there's no surety about anything, yet it's completely sure if you just stay on the path and stay in right relationship. But staying in right relationship requires not getting caught up in, dare I say, like the human, all too human part of the teacher, right? Always with an eye towards the Dharma. Where is the Dharma here? Where is the Dharma here? Because once you start to rip that, and once you start to like insert some ironic distance or like mocking or being angry and savoring it and talking to others about it and letting it kind of roll around your heart and your mind, it's really hard to purify that and repair that in your own heart. Not so much from the teacher's heart. The teacher can hang with a lot, right? But as a student, that cut, once you make that cut and you savor it, and you make it go deeper and deeper, even when you want to turn it around, I've been there, and it's not pretty. So, anyway, Joshu had the good karma to be with his teacher for 40 years. At 60, after his teacher died, he went on pilgrimage, right? And he only started teaching, I think, like after another 40 years. So I think it was like 100 or something when he started teaching. Does a dog have Buddha nature? I don't know. I don't know if he really was like that, but 100 years old is old. I mean, what's your voice like at 100? Oh my gosh, should I just diss the ancestors? I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. You see, it's easy to do, right? Or you can diss a koan, right? You can diss the teachings themselves. Oh, this stupid koan that I hate because it's really messing with me and I can't get through it and I can't pass it, right? Don't be doing that. It just makes things so much harder, right? So, the stone bridge in the koan, apparently there actually was a stone bridge next to where Joshu lived. And back in the 800s there, it was quite rare to have a stone bridge. I guess it must probably really hard to build it, right? And there was one close to him. So there was this sort of double cool bridge, cool Zen master. All right, let's go, let's see what it's all about, right? So I was thinking, what is that like now? I guess you kind of go to the website for the temple or whatever, and you look at it and you think, okay, well, that's kind of cool. I could go check that out. And then I was thinking, this is kind of a little off topic, but what would it be like if you had a Zen master dating app? So you could look at the pictures and look at the teachings. And then, of course, inevitably everybody says, right, someone puts their picture up there, right? And they look really young and really skinny and really beautiful. So you swipe whatever way you go to say yes. And then you meet them and you're like, oh. I came for the stone bridge and I'm definitely getting it. Anyway, so I think it was something like that. Okay. So there's actually a Dharma teaching inside of that, and it has to do with equalizing, right? One of the first things that we have to do as bodhisattvas is equalize what we like and what we don't like. as Kensei was saying yesterday, what's easy and what's difficult. You know, that duality has to be transcended. This is very, very important when working with ourselves and with people. We do this all the time. Every time we do liturgy, may all beings have happiness. May they be free from suffering. All beings, right? That is the basis upon which we work. So that when we do encounter whatever we're encountering, we're not like, you're not what I was expecting. I can't really do this. Where's the other guy? Or where's the other? This is not working for me. Right? It's very important. And, you know, I also read that it turns out that the people who have a lot of friends and have people who actually like them and feel comfortable around them, the one main factor, the one characteristic that determines whether kind of people like you and they feel comfortable around you or not is judgmental. Are you being judgmental in your mind? Like, people can actually feel that. Yeah, and you know, I've been working with that my whole life. I have very few friends. I mean, it's really true. There's a lot of reasons for that, but I'm just saying. I do have some friends. I actually have very old friends, like that I knew in high school that we're still friends, sort of. You know. Anyway, yeah. So that whole judgmental thing. Okay, I need to get back to the koan because I'm losing pace here. Okay. Okay, so this stone bridge, I want to see this shiny, amazing, rare thing, and I'm just seeing this simple log, right, across the river. And of course, this going across a stone bridge, right, feels very safe, right? It's not going to collapse under you. You're not going to fall off on either side. But the simple log, that's a little dangerous. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure I can trust you. I'm not sure I can trust this practice. And all of us, at some point, see the simple log. We do not see the stone bridge. We don't see the scaffolding that can actually hold us as we're moving through this very intensive wilderness of our samsaric ego. And Joshu, I think he's looking at him and he's seeing something in him and he's saying, it's okay that you see a log, a single log, and it feels not right, maybe. Certainly wasn't what you expected. But the stone bridge is here. That's the main thing. Your essential nature is right here, not separate from the log that you're seeing, actually. But for now, I have to show you the stone bridge. Essential nature as a stone bridge because it's easier, right? It should have, eventually it's like, oh, there's the log, cool. This is fun. right? Let's see what happens. But we do need to start out on the stone bridge. There has to be a sense of like safety in the midst of the free fall. Or our ego won't even let us start, won't even let us put a foot on the bridge. Isn't going to happen. So Joshu is inviting him to think about the stone bridge. Think about something that he can actually walk on to get from here to there, right? From where he is to some kind of spiritual development. And that very concrete getting from here to there on the bridge, which is very secure and has been well trodden over 2,600 years, is not separate from the free fall and groundlessness of essential nature that will not be contained, that cannot be defined from the total groundlessness that is our life. And a good teacher can go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and give you what you need, right? Sometimes they take it away, sometimes they give it to you. We've all been there. The taking away is sometimes a little rough because you go, whoa, what just happened there? And so the monk says, what is the stone bridge? What is this rare and majestic thing that is here for everyone, that we all, donkeys, asses, all the people in the sendo, birds, ants, goats, baby carriages, cars, just on and on and on. And Joshu is so generous. It lets donkeys cross, it lets horses cross. And of course, if I were the monk, I'd be like, does he think I'm a donkey or a show pony? Which one? Anyway, yeah, don't be doing that. So we want to bring Layman Pong in here too, don't we? Because he is so good at that ordinary life as extraordinary life. And I hope that you all got a chance to read some of the stories. And we'll look at number 2. One day, Shi Tao said, I've come to visit you. What have you been doing? The layman said, if you're asking what I do every day, there's nothing to say about it. He goes right into the empty part. And Shi Tao says, what did you think you were doing before I asked you about it? So he meets him right there, boom, which is nice, right? You can feel that. They're playing with each other. They're meeting in the same Buddha field. And it feels very alive, like, what? And you can't quite, something interesting is happening there, but what is that? And the layman made up a verse on the spot. What I do every day is nothing special. I simply stumble around. What I do is not thought out. Where I go is unplanned. No matter who tries to leave their mark, the hills and dales are not impressed. The hills and dales are not impressed. Collecting firewood and carrying water are prayers that reach the gods. The hills and dales are not impressed. Collecting firewood and carrying water. That's a very famous Zen saying, by the way. Collecting firewood and carrying water are prayers that reach the gods. So here we are in this session doing these incredibly extraordinary, ordinary things, like setting our bowls out, like clomping around the bridge of the Zendo, right? Putting our clothes on, taking them off, all the things, sitting down, standing up, sitting down, standing up. All a prayer to the gods. In Vimalakirti's house, inside a Buddha field, with 90 million Buddhas accompanying us. We dedicate the merit of this time together to all beings, especially to those who really feel the rarity and the majesty and the complete ordinariness of their life and don't have friends who understand. May they come to full and complete Buddhahood. May we take them there, everyone without exception. May it be so.
Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable.